the Canadian Stamper. I feel like I'm dark today. So Facebook is doing some crazy things to me as far as I almost got put in Facebook jail earlier this week. Don't I seem dark to you? Well, I'm going to flip the camera around in a minute anyways. I'm just going to bring up your comments. I am having a week. Can somebody tell me if you think I look dark? Oh, I don't look dark on my, I've got myself up on my screen now, but anyways, I was excited. I'm always excited, but I love because today I'm using the gnomes again. You look bronzed, I look tanned. Good. I'm good with tanned. I'll take it. So I have to move my table a bit. I have, so MBA program is no joke. That's I thought I was gonna have a lot more extra time than I actually do. So organization is key, and I consider myself a pretty organized person, and I'm struggling. So rest assured, if you're ever wondering, gee, what's Tanya doing? Well, she's reading is probably what I'm gonna be doing. Let's get crafting. So gnomes today, and you may or may not know, but fall is my favorite time of year. And what I've noticed as I'm backing out of my driveway, I don't know if anybody else has noticed, the leaves are starting to fall. Now, my summer friends are not gonna like to hear that. You're like, la, 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 la. But I love fall. So I was getting a little excited and thought, I'm gonna do a fall card. So let's get to it. I'm gonna show you a little bit about how I kind of organize and get myself going with doing a project. Let me see who's here. Yeah, so Facebook's doing funny things to me. I tried to do a post on Erica's page yesterday, I think, and I got this notice that I violated. I said love it, and I'm excited for the wildlife, because Sue sort of made a funny comment about this plastic cow she was standing next to in Machosen. Anyways, Facebook totally almost put me in jail. It says I was violating something. So I was hoping my live was going to work. I haven't really posted since then because I was worried I was going to be in Facebook jail. Oh, look at all the people who are here. I love it. I love when you all come to join me. Okay, this is some of the things that I brought with me. Like, I stamped them on just basic white paper, the gnomes. And then what I used to do and what I plan to do was then take all my pens and just like, well, as I'm driving and stuff, because we drove from Toronto to Quebec City and Ottawa and all that kind of stuff, and color. That did not happen. Similar to when I had Zach, I took a book with me to, to the hospital, thinking that I was going to read, because, you know, having a baby is like no big deal. I was so wrong. So wrong. Anyways, the theme continues 14 years later. Here's our pieces as I digress. And I cut out, yeah, so anyways. Now, the pieces that I did color while I was away, look at all these, it's like a hot mess in here, is this one, and then this little guy. Now, Kate, I know you're not a fan of the braids, these guys here, but I'm determined to make you warm up to them. So this to me said fall, and then I brought in some fall paper. So I'm using the gnome stuff, which I showed you. We're using the circles here, and an embossing folder, and then this DSP. So how this all comes together, in this case, I had these two pieces, and then I kind of found a sketch or design. I don't know if you guys want to know this or not, but I'm going to share it with you anyways, just really quick. And then I start cutting and doing different things to build out the project in similar colors. Like I had this one, which is cherry cobbler, but then I didn't think that it really went with that, so I cut some from a paper that does match. So anyways, I used to, when I first started crafting, I'm like, oh, I don't want to use that because, you know, I don't want to use all my supplies on something that's not going to look amazing. And I think I really shortchanged myself because I think there's more possibilities in just cutting your stuff up and coloring like this, and just color with all different shades of things, whether you've got blends or watercolor pencils or whatever your coloring choice is, and then just see where the coloring takes you. And then designer series paper, oh my gosh, this is a whole different story. So designer series paper I love, but then I don't use it. I don't know if anybody of you. So there's one gal in Australia, Kylie Bertucci, I think she's hashtagged love it, chop it. And I have embraced that. I'm just gonna show you this paper because it's fall. And so I just cut it, just do it. If you need more, then you can get more. Like if you land on something, you're like, this is an amazing project, I love it. Get more paper. Or if it's sold out or whatever, then just contact me or message me on Facebook or email and say, hey, can you try and find me please some of, you know, whatever designer series paper or stamp set or what have you. So I find I enjoy my products more when I just start cutting them up and not be kind of overthinking, ooh, I don't want to cut up that piece because it's, you know, I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to, where's the one piece I'm looking for? This one. This one is beautiful. I'm cutting this sucker. I think I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 5, maybe 8 cards out of it actually, because I'm going to cut it this way and then I'm going to cut it this way. And then this is going to be the focal point of the card, right like that. I'm going to add some ribbon and a sentiment that kind of stands out from the flowers. It's done. It's beautiful. So, okay, that's my, I'm getting off my soapbox now about using your stuff. Okay, ready? Oh, from Vermont, Maryland, welcome. Pam, aren't the braids gnomelets? Pam, yes. I love gnomelets. I love that name. We were in a pub in, is it Montreal maybe? I'm gonna post it later after this. And it had a massive sign out on the patio that said, hanging with my gnomies. No, hanging with my homies. And then I took a photo of it because I wanted to put a big G over the, in front of the H. All right, enough digressing. Let's get to it. So I have got, for your color awareness, I have Early Espresso, Cherry Cobbler, which I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna use. Geez, I wanna go in more, but I'm afraid that I'll mess up the video and then it'll be a whole thing. So I'll hold the card up as we go. This is Mossy Meadow, Early Espresso, I covered that already. Daffodil Delight, because then it matches his hat. And then of course, Early Espresso matches this. And then we've got some Calypso Coral. So this is front and back. So this is just, okay, so let's get to the technical piece of it. If you have a pen or something, this is a standard A2 size card base on basic white. I messed up my embossing there. This is worn texture something or other embossing folder. And then I've taken the second to largest circle, stitch circle die. What are these called? These are Stylish Shapes dies. And I've put the whole card into the embossing machine. You can see the stitching there. So I cut it and then I embossed it. And then I took a piece of Early Espresso. That's these pieces. And I put it on the die cutting machine. And I took the 2 circles, the biggest one and the next one, put them on the machine together, and then I get 2 pieces. That's how that magic works, if you're not familiar. And then this is gonna go around here. I felt like the opening for the focal point of the card was a bit naked. I couldn't decide between yellow and early espresso, but I think it's gonna be early espresso. All right, so that's the card base. Obviously we have our little bits, and you're gonna color your gnomes and whatnot, however you wanna do that. And then I've got this piece. So you could do a couple things here. You could not have this, and you could build your little scene behind here, which is what's happening, which is what's gonna happen here. I feel like I'm overexposed. Or you could, like this, and then add your pieces. And then when you open this, you could choose to have, I'm trying to snag this little mushroom here behind us, so that when it opens, it's like this, but I don't really like the way that looks. So you could just put a piece of white cardstock or a piece of designer series paper over that, which is essentially what we're gonna do. So I have this because we're fall. What does this look like? See, it's too much, I think. So just want something subtle in the background like that. I mean, I suppose the other option is that you could not put a hole here at all. And then this is gonna kind of be like this. Then we're gonna put a sentiment, I think, up here with our circle over it. So we're gonna see how it goes. So let me think about this for a moment. So if I have this like this, I don't want to glue this yet. Yes, so many little pieces, Kate, you're right. So with die sets like this, where's the gnomes? You might just take a bunch of cardstock and just cut a whole bunch of pieces, and then I put them in a little tray. So then you'd have your colored pieces and then all of your little bits, and then, you know, have Christmas paper, summer paper, you know, whatever. And then just start building your projects. Where's my, okay, so, oh, Christine, hi. How am I feeling? You know what? I'm good. Like, all things considered, I feel like I'm missing something. I feel like I should, you know, like be in pain and stuff. I had it, for those who don't know, it's a little personal share time with you, is that I had a hysterectomy, was it last week? The 26th. So I think just last week. And yeah, I'm up, I'm moving around, I'm doing all the things, not all the things. Really, truth be told, I'm just sitting here in my craft room working on my MBA, trying to figure out how to keep myself organized. I got my first assignment back, my writing assignment. I did pretty good, all things considered, so that's good. But yeah, I'm not doing my full walk, like going around the neighborhood and whatnot. But yeah, I went and got groceries the other day. I was thinking of you, Christine, because I remember you saying, you know, it didn't go so well at the grocery store. And so I went and got a cart, and I was just very careful with what I was picking up. And then Zach helped with the carrying of the groceries and whatnot. So yeah, so I think I'm not sleeping upright anymore. The air that they put in you, because mine was done laparoscopically, the air they put in you is just incredibly uncomfortable. I think more so than all the stitches and things that I have. Anyways, that's personal share time. Sorry if that grossed anybody out, but I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Okay, so what I'm doing here, so like most, I'll say all, but I think it's probably most, because there's going to be a die that proves me wrong. You can see how it leaves a white on the outside. I find it to be distracting. Maybe if I colored it in a lighter tone, but I find that the white is distracting me. So I'm just doing a little quick, and then I'm gonna show you a trick if you don't know about it, because sometimes you can't get all of the little nooks and crannies of where the white is. So if you stamped it, well, in this case, I've stamped it with Versamark. No, that's not true. Memento Tuxedo Black, so I can color. And then there's a few places, but the key here, so I've got just a black Sharpie. Here's the key. Do this from the back of the card, or back of the piece you've cut. Because for this exact reason. Do you see how my Sharpie kind of went this way? Had I been doing it this way, I would have gone into the mushroom and that would have made me really sad. So why am I doing this? Why are you doing this, Tanya? Because it finishes the edge of your element piece, element to your card. Good morning, Wendy. Who else is here? Kate, of course, and Pam. I think I saw Marie jump on. I wonder if Lori's here today. So you certainly don't have to do this step. It's just me with my, oh, can you hear Willow? There. So to me, it just finishes off the edge. It crisps it up. You might not care about that much, that sort of finicky stuff, and you're like, just get on with it, Tanya. But anyways, try it, see if it's a thing for you, if it matters, if you notice a difference. If not, then just be like, it's all good, it's cool. All right, so here's this piece. I'm all about, if you've looked in the new catalog, they have a lot of examples of layering designer series paper with cardstock to do, well, really sentiment, but I'm gonna do the sentiment up here, I think. So I'm sort of taking their lead in the catalog. The catalog is an enormous tool for inspiration. Now you're flipping through and you're like, yeah, I don't really like it, or I do like it. But just take a minute to look at the samples, and I like kind of zoom in and think, how did they get that? Or how did they do this piece? And just kind of see the makeup of how, just slowing down for a minute to see how they kind of put stuff together. And then I'll take my phone and do screenshots to save it for later. I got mangoes yesterday at the farm. We went up we had a celebration of life to go to yesterday for my great uncle who passed away, my Uncle Doug. And then, so that was in Nanaimo. And then we went, my mom and Zach, we stopped off at the farm and got some mangoes and bananas. So I'm hoping, Lance is off today, so I'm hoping there's a smoothie in my future. That's subtle, right? Oh, here, let me buy some mangoes and bananas and leave them out, just as a subtle hint that I would like a smoothie. Where are my dimensionals? Hang on. Oh, you find the DSP to be too much. You mean back in behind the mushroom, Christine? All right. Anybody else? Let's do it. So this way with the DSP, or no DSP. And we're gonna build it out this way. Like I'll put a piece of white in behind it. Okay, tell me what you think. Facebook has a delay, so I'm gonna just hang on while I'm building the front here. I did question that as well, Christine, this morning. So I've done, this is our tearing technique. I think that was last weekend, wasn't it? Just across the front. And then, just wanted the early espresso. I don't know that it's necessary, but I just felt like a piece of dark accent on this just helped kind of ground. I'm just making it up now. I'm just making up words. I just thought it needed it. I'm gonna wish I put a dimensional under there. It's true, it's a true fact. I bet you, I bet you. All right, where are we? Oh, there you are, Lori. Hello, I must have missed you at the beginning. Either, so DSP and either. Nancy says without, Kate says with, Nancy says with. 4-2, ladies. Do I have any of my gents? Michael, Michael sent me a message after the Facebook Live last weekend of him in his pool having a float, probably before your family got up and chaos started. It looked very relaxing. He was joining in style. I'm trying to think about how I'm going to build this. Dennis says without. Janice says without. Oh my goodness. We're even now. Well, you know what that means. Now I'm gonna have to do 2 cards, and we're gonna have to do a little, you know, this or that. Slightly less pattern. DSP, but a slightly less pattern. Maybe this. I'm trying to figure out how to do a poll. I don't love that. Okay, let's move on to the grass here. So, do you see this little grass piece? It's cute, hey? And then these little mushrooms. I'm trying to show you the texture in them. I don't think I'm gonna use, whoops, the early espresso. Grass, and then these. So what I find helps make the card more interesting is adding in some random pieces. I mean, that work obviously with the card, but adding the pieces, accents, layers, let's call them layers. I think make the project, it gives it more interest. So I'm gonna do a little off to the side. I should have my silicone craft sheet is what I should have. So I'm just gonna make a couple of these. That one is better. Oh, Christine, you like this? You like the other side of the Designer Series paper. Okay. You're gonna force a 3rd card. What do you guys think? Oh, Gail, you're really Dennis today. Gotcha. Gail says. Okay, noted. Yes, you're right, Nancy. I did say fall. What else is happening? What are you guys up to this weekend? It's not a long weekend again, is it? No, that was last weekend. We went down to Eats and Beats down here in Colwood. It was good. It was a bit tricky. It was a bit nerve-wracking actually to walk over some of the logs and stuff, but the boys helped. All right. I don't have any more sticks. So let's just start putting stuff down. What time are we at? 25 after 9. I did a lot of prep. I'm gonna use this as a little shelf to put my mushrooms. So cute, right? Love these little mushrooms. So I'm gonna go dimensional. I don't know where my little mini dimensionals are, but Rock of Ages, what, down at the lagoon? Christine? Oh, it's a long weekend for you, Nancy. That's good. There's got to be a ton of stuff happening in Vancouver, hey? A ton. My residency starts August 22nd, so there's lots of people coming from out of town. Geez, I think there's one fella who's coming from India, actually. Poor guy. I don't think he's going to get an opportunity to do any sightseeing or anything. Well, unless he extends his trip, I guess. But they say, they're like, oh, it's 20-hour days. Which, gosh, I really hope they're joking. I'm making a base because I want a yellow mushroom. If you're wondering what I'm doing. I do like the fall. Oh, at the lagoon. They had Said the Whale was playing at Eats and Beats last weekend. We were sitting around and we're like, hey, this song really sounds familiar. And then we looked it up. We're like, yeah, that's why it sounds familiar. Said the Whale. They played on the Zone all the time. All right. So I think what I'm going to do is maybe I want to kind of I want to reverse. They just have one of these in the dies, but I kind of want it to be this way. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Let's go. I'm committing. Putting the gnome down. This is what you want, by the way. You want the back of your image that you're coloring. This is good because you want your ink to bleed through the paper. I mean, when you're doing it, make sure to have something underneath you, or underneath where you're coloring, but that's what you're going for. Just getting fancy now. Yep, he's going there. Is this how you guys make your cards? Just kind of throw stuff on. You're like, nope, yep, nope, yep. All right, see? Now the green. Yep, sure. Christine, this paper is actually kind of warming up. I'm warming up to it. Hey, so actually, let me tell you about the fundraiser Kate and I are doing it's affiliated with Cops for Cancer, but Camp Good Times. Camp Good Times is over in the Lower Mainland, and it's for families who are battling cancer. And it's a place for them to go and be at camp. So anyways, the fundraising initiative is that we're purchasing kits, or you can sponsor a kit. So 25 bucks sponsors a kit, and we send it to the coordinator of Camp Good Times at the Canadian Cancer Society. We send the kits right from Stampin' Up to Danielle. And so far our goal is 80 kits. We started this last month and we're halfway. So if you felt like you wanted to or could donate to sponsor a kit for a child at Camp Good Times, then you could email, what is it, Kate? Create, connect, and share at Gmail. Kate, maybe, do you mind putting the email address in the comments? Yeah. So we're pretty excited. I'm proud of us. I know Kate's proud of us too. So we've got the rest of August to do the rest of our kits. We got, I think Kate rounded up about $150 at work the other day. Good job, Kate. And so that's good, but we still have more to go. So yeah, we would sure appreciate if you wanted to help us with that sponsoring. All right, so let's get our sentiment rolling. I think I want to use this one. Your kindness does not go unnoticed. So here's a trick too. I mean, obviously this doesn't fit, but just put your block on diagonal. Is that gonna fit? Might be a bit tight. Should have gone with another one. All right, Christine, it looks cool because you like the DSP that I've got there now. I'm gonna pull this close towards me because I need to get right over it. I think just to, you know how we want it to be straight. Gosh, I hope this fits. I don't want to have to cut another piece. Oh, nailed that. All right, Christine, I feel like it is growing on me as well, this paper. I love this. I like the little mushrooms. Okay, that one. This is gonna be the TSN turning point. Right now, I'm gonna decide. Oh yeah, you're right. It is. It does look better this way. I think you're right, Christine. It's too boring that way, I think. I mean, it's not terrible. So the other option you could do is leave that there, and when you open it, and then I could add some little mushrooms. No. Nope, nope, nope. We're sticking with the original. All right, so now the question is, Tanya, how are you going to get the DSP onto the card? Well, carefully. I've never actually really done this, so I'm kind of just winging it. I do want, sorry, let me clarify. Put this DSP like on the back like this. So I did cut it 1/8 of an inch shorter than the card front, but I do want to focus the glue around here and the edges. And I'm gonna glue it down, but I am gonna be able to put my mushroom on the inside when I flip it back over because the wet Tombow glue is forgiving like that. So I'm just gonna tap, tap just a little bit to get it to hold on. And then I wanna do, you know, quickly, I want to sort this out. I kinda like the window not tucked. Oh my gosh, I love this card. Let's just see what this would have looked like if we had done this. I don't hate it. I mean, I've committed now to this. Don't you love it? I love when I feel so proud of myself for doing a project. You guys must feel the same, right? That's with anything. I think it looks good. That's all that matters, right? Christine, I'm sure there was another way to do that. That maybe, I felt like that went okay. Oh, sentiment time. So I'm gonna go up top here. Yeah, sure, let's pop it up. Why not? Why not? Thanks, Pam. Looks great. So Lance went to Edmonton, well, last week while I was in surgery. Last week, Lance was in Edmonton while I was in the hospital. And he went there to look after the Pope. And then they came back, the team, and they got like a kit of 25 COVID test kits or whatever. Everybody did. They were handing them out. And then I think 3 or 4 of Lance's team, well, it started with the guys in Vancouver. I think one of them got COVID, and then one of the guys here got COVID, and then another guy in Vancouver got COVID. It's like a hot mess. So it's all sorted. Lance did not get COVID. I'm cheating. Do you see my cheatingness? To create my little stumps, I feel like there needs to be some mushrooms in here. Then we're done, because I gotta get to class. I'm gonna do my mushrooms just a little on this side. A little tilt. Yeah, COVID free for sure. It's pretty good. He didn't get COVID. I didn't tell anybody, but I got COVID while we were on our trip. I spent most of the trip actually in a hotel, truth be told. It was super lame. that's why I did all the coloring. I don't know if you guys follow my Facebook page, but I did a few. There was like a week there while I was sharing a lot of coloring. It's because I was in the hotel. I had all the commercials memorized. It was super lame. Anyways, the boys had fun and did not get sick. Whoops. Dropped my mushroom. One sec. Which I was super surprised about. Zach feels like he's invincible and immune to COVID. So that's funny. But yeah, anyways, so Lance did not get COVID again. I don't think he really hung out with a ton of the, like spent a bunch of time. He was on night shifts and these other guys were day shifts, so they were hanging around. There was a lot of time spent at West Edmonton Mall. Okay, I digress. Here we go. We're done. We're done. Do we love it? I love it. I'm so thrilled that you hang out with me in the morning because I love crafting. It's a welcomed break for sure from all of my studies. I'm off to talk about managerial accounting and vertical and horizontal analysis of the income statement. Okay, so here's our card. There's a close-up. If you want to take a photo. Of course, I'm going to post it. I'll do it after the class. I'll put this up on YouTube and everything. Shout out to our YouTube friends. And there's the inside. So this is actually quite pretty. It covers up that coloring, right? Love it. Okay, so as a reminder, here's our classes, September. There is, for this month, Sending Smiles and Card Buffet on the 20th. I've got a couple of spots left for the Card Buffet on the 20th. You should get an email a week beforehand saying, hey, here's the things to remember for a buffet. So if you're registered and you don't get an email, then please message me so that, because it's possible I may have made a mistake. Links in the comment section, unless Facebook has done something different to me, will be my shopping link. I think this might be sold out. The class for Kindest Gnomes is in September, which you can still participate in if you come in person, because I'll have the stuff, and then you can, I think the bundle anyways is sold out, so you won't get the 10%, but you might be able to buy one or the other. But if you came in person, then you can use my stuff and then your supplies would come later. Or you can still order this and I will send you the kit classes and then you get videos. So you can do them at the end of September. It doesn't specifically have to be on this class day. So if that's of interest. And yeah, so have an awesome Saturday, guys. And enjoy the weekend. And I will see you next weekend, if not before. Bye for now.